Hello, everyone. For this week's initial announcement, I'm not going to make you read anything because you've got a lot to read in Module 5. Instead, I want to talk to you about what's there and what concerns might come up for you, though, of course, as individual ones come up, I'll be glad to correspond with you by email or arrange a Zoom meeting so that we can talk about them in detail. Right now, though, what I want to do is to try to set your mind at ease about how much material you're confronted with here. Because there's as much here as you've dealt with in all the previous 4 modules, as much reading and as much activity. What I want you to keep in mind, first and foremost, is that this is a draft. And the important thing is that you attempt each step of it, not that you get it perfect, because this is my opportunity, our opportunity to work together as writer and editor. And I look forward to this. What you'll see when you come into Module 5 is, first of all, some basic introductory material that talks about an overview of the project you're going to be drafting, which will allow you to incorporate everything you've been working on in the first 4 modules, especially your outline, from which you're going to develop your essay, and to take it further, to add detail, to add personal touches, to add your style that so many have been developing so impressively. If there's steps you've skipped up till now, or it hasn't been going well, then again, that means we need to be in touch. The second thing you're going to come to is the prompt and the rubric. And here we are at the prompt. Let's read it together. For this project, you will build upon the outline of the essay you've developed while incorporating your instructor's feedback. Use the prompt questions below to help you develop your draft. You will pull out quotes and paraphrases from your selected reading and write summaries you will use to support your analysis. When you're done responding to the prompt below, you will have the first draft of your critical analysis essay. In the following module, you will complete a revision activity to improve this draft further. Specifically, you must address the following rubric criteria. And then it gives you the rubric, first of all, in an outline form, and second of all, as you go down in a chart form that I find most helpful, because you see what you have to do to be rated proficient, needs improvement, or not evident. And mostly what we're looking at is do this in a way that is proficient rather than needs improvement. But again, as I say, it's a draft. So doing this will be the first step into which my editorial intervention will come to take you to the next one. As we go down, we see there are several parts to the introduction. There's the main body, which is also divided, and there's the conclusion, also divided. And finally, a category for how articulate your response is, how correct the grammar is, and how well everything else is working. What I want you to next be aware of is that the sections from there on have to do with formatting, that you've chosen to work in either APA, if you feel your major and your career field is social sciences, or in MLA, if you feel that you're going to be working more in the humanities. What is important is that you have done the basic work, and now they're going to fill in the details. And in my previous week's announcements, I've tried to show you some shortcuts for working on those details. For instance, using the website Nightsite in order to produce MLA or APA reference or works cited entries. The important thing to realize is that in APA or MLA, APA uses references and MLA uses works cited. Each element there, each entry for a particular source is going to go back to an in-text citation. And those in-text citations is what you're going to be working with, getting into your paper every time you directly quote, paraphrase in your own words, summarize, or otherwise refer to a source. And getting these in can be tricky. And that's where, again, My editorial intervention will be coming at you when we get to the end of this module and I give you the feedback on your draft. Now, as I said before, there's a lot here, a lot of reading and a lot of activity. It's important to go through it slowly and thoroughly. Take your time. Send me questions. I'll be checking my email frequently, expecting a lot of questions. And if there's anything not clear, anything you need clarified, I'll respond to you in writing, or we can schedule a meeting. This is where it all comes together. And most of you seem quite ready to me. People who have been having difficulty with the material up to now need to do some review and maybe schedule an appointment so that we can get to work further on these. But in general, I think everybody's ready to attempt this. And from here, we can go from that first draft, which is also known as a rough draft, and work on how to refine it and how to come up with a professional, scholarly text. Thank you for your time watching this, and stay in touch. This is an important part, but it doesn't have to be a hard part.